What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Model Behavior. It's Macy, and welcome to part 2 of our DDK series. I recorded this series with one of my best friends, Sigrid, who is the drink, dance, kiss guru. And so today, in today's episode, we talk a little bit more about the logistics of the DDK and more of the finer aspects. We also dissect my DDK experience and discuss where I went wrong. So thanks for listening. Okay, so I have never DDK'd before, and I'm like, I don't know. I spent like most of my not most of my 20s, I'd say like half of my 20s in like a serious relationship. And then also most of my 20s, I was in grad school. So I feel like anybody who has like a post-secondary degree probably feels the same. Like sometimes I like mourn that I kind of like lost my 20s in that way because I'm like, I was just so focused on school and like all of that. So some of this stuff, that's why I'm like, some people like, you might be like, why are you just now DDKing, girl? That's just how it is for me. So this happened a couple weeks ago when I was in Vail, and I was with my group of friends, and there was like a mutual group of friends. Our group kind of just kept getting bigger and bigger because like some of the girls kept running into girls they knew, and so it was just like one of the guys that was like in this group with us. So we get to the John Summit show, and like it was packed. Like it was like shoulder to shoulder, like you could not move. There was a lot of jostling, especially after John came on. Like people were like trying to push to get to the front. It was like pretty overwhelming because that was like my first like big show like that, and I didn't know what to expect. And thankfully we're in like a pretty big group of people, but I still was like getting a little bit overwhelmed. And so at some point, like obviously my friends were like, we were all sticking together and we were like helping each other out as much as we could. But thankfully we had this like group of guy friends with us. So we were with this group of like mutual friends. And so at some point I'm like getting pushed around a lot, and I was getting kind of overwhelmed by it because like I said, I'd never experienced anything like this, and it was just like so many people. Like I don't do super well in like massive crowds like that. For the most part I'm fine, but every once in a while I get like a little bit overwhelmed when there's just a lot of like unwanted physical contact. So I was getting pushed around a little bit, and at one point, like I'm gonna be so dramatic about this, I just felt like this arm come around me to like steady me, because also
we love that though.
Yeah, to give context though, it was like snowing really hard, and it had started getting really cold.
Romantic.
And so we're like standing on snow, and the snow started freezing. So like not only are there people pushing and jostling, but the ground is really icy, so it's like kind of hard to like you're just like laughing. So anyways, I felt this arm come around me and kind of just like steady me, and I look up and it's like one of these guys, and I'm like,
just so
he's
hot.
so tall.
Everyone has a little tingle down under when a man puts his arm around your waist. Everyone knows this.
No,
okay?
literally. I was like,
so I know how you feel.
So then like it happened a few more times, and he kind of just like, at one point he kind of just like left his arm around my waist, and I like, we're kind of like jamming to the music, and so it kind of turned into like us like dancing together. But it definitely started like, he was very polite, like ma'am, and
cornfed boy.
Yeah, exactly. And so
you didn't
like,
mention where he was from.
Oh, he's from Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. So you know he's a good old boy.
Yeah, corn-fed.
Corn-fed boy.
So yeah, so then it kind of just like turned into us dancing, and then at one point he like put me on his shoulders so I could like, it was so fun.
Wait, I forgot to ask you this.
Yeah.
How did he get you on his shoulders?
Oh, it was tough. So it was kind of a group effort because again, it was icy, so he kind of had to crouch down, and then I kind of had to just like hop on.
Just mount him.
Yes. And excellent. So then like, yeah, so then like my friend Haley was kind of like, she was so funny, she's like, I was a cheerleader in high school, so she was like holding my butt because I wasn't on there super squarely, but I was like a little bit worried about the icy ground, but it was so fun. Like,
wait, how was his hair? Like when you were on top, like you were on top of him, right?
Yeah, but like, he was wearing a hat.
Oh,
because it was really cold. I know, like I
Sorry.
guess we'll never know. So
We'll never know.
so yeah, so then that's kind of how that happened. And so then this is where like this is not like technically a DDK. So that was kind of fun. And then at some point we decided to leave. We left a little early because there were like thousands of people and we didn't want to like get caught in the stampede of people leaving. And so then we're like walking through the crowd and he like turns around and like looks for me and he like grabs my hand and he's
Oh
like leading me because I'm
my
holding
gosh.
Mahek's hand. And so like
Yeah.
I have her hand and then he like because we got separated from the group and he like comes like is looking for us over the people, over the sea
Oh,
of people, and he
because
like
he's really
finds,
tall.
yeah, and he like sees me, and he like takes my hand and is like leading me through the crowd, and I was like, oh,
I just love that.
yeah, and so then. Oh, girl. So then we're just kind of chatting. And so we're on our way to like go to this bar to like play pool and darts and stuff. Because the show ended like at like 9. So it wasn't
Mhm.
super late at this point. And so we're walking to this bar and like everybody's kind of like chat like in little groups. And so like he's like walking next to me and there's like obviously it's really icy and snowy. And so we hit kind of like an ice patch and I slip. And he like steadies me again. He like puts his arm out.
Don't worry, ma'am. I got you. I got you,
Ma'am.
ma'am. I just okay. When Macy was telling me this story, I just got this image of just like the most polite man that like I just got this image of like a nice Peyton Manning. You know, like everyone loves Peyton Manning. He's so like polite. He's funny. You can tell he just really cares for people. That is the image. I don't know why, but like just like a good old boy from Iowa or from Nebraska. Sorry.
So like to give context, like Sigurd's like, what does this guy look like? And he doesn't have social media. I like don't know his last name. And so that's another where I went wrong is we exchanged names. Anyways. So anyways, sorry. I'm just like poking holes. Like you can't even roast me because I'm doing it first. But so like I'm like trying to find this picture and like all I have is this picture of him with like his hat and sunglasses on in the background of like a picture I took of one of my friends. And we're like zooming in and then Sigrid's just sitting there staring at it and she just goes, ma'am.
Like, I feel like he's super polite. He is just a sweet boy.
Yeah,
like
he's very
just a
nice.
genuine
That's the issue.
man.
I incorrectly sourced one for the DDK. But anyways, so we get to the bar and everybody's kind of just like playing pool. And so he like sits next to me. He's like, we're just like chatting. He's like asking me questions about my research. And I'm like, I don't think you really want me to get into this right now.
Yeah, but that like goes back to like this man is asking you like intuitive questions, which is really nice.
I know.
And like
I low-key love it when people ask me about my research.
Well, yeah, because it's like so that's what I'm talking about is like if you can pick a man that doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't
that is like, so you're a model.
Yeah, they're just like super shallow, like, yeah, you got nice legs, and you're like, thanks.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I know that sounds kind of bad.
No.
But like
if you're planning
hot,
on like finding a hottie and then like never speaking again, I think that that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because these corn-fed boys will like do you so right, and that's the problem.
They're like, I'm gonna cook you a really nice homemade meal,
and I'm gonna fix
and it's gonna be my mama's recipe.
My mama's recipe. Your sink's not working. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna hold your hand.
And then I'm gonna go feed the pigs on the farm.
Which, like, listen, I love a man with manners, but in this particular hot girl mission, like, you don't want that. You want to just like,
yeah.
But I didn't know that. I didn't know what I was doing. So, so I have to get to the K part real quick.
Sorry.
So like we're at this bar and then I kind of decide that I'm gonna like head back because like a few of our friends were like heading back to our hotel and like there were like buses that were running but they were gonna stop running soon, so I wanted to like catch a bus. And so I ended up, because he was with a different group, right, but we had just like all merged at one point. So I just told him I was gonna leave and then he was like, oh, so nice to meet you, and he kind of just like gently leans in for like a little kiss. It was like a very sweet kiss. It wasn't like a makeout, like it was a slight makeout.
So it was like it wasn't a peck. It was like a soft kiss.
Yeah, but like minor amounts of tongue, which was like, it was like very gentle though. It was super polite. And so then he like asked me for my number and I like gave it to him. And then the issue with this is that he doesn't, okay, there's a lot of issues with this. This was not, I did this all wrong. So like the issue with this is that he like doesn't live here. And then also we've been in contact, but I just like, I don't know how I feel about it because he like doesn't like live here. And I also just have this like really sinking feeling that I did this DDK all wrong.
I don't think you did like okay. I don't want you to think you did it wrong. I just
Mm-hmm.
think you like went with like the flow of the night and you still
Mm-hmm.
had fun.
So this
You
isn't,
still got a great kiss at the
but
end.
this isn't a DDK though. Like you wouldn't classify it as a DDK because I broke a lot of rules, I feel like.
Yeah.
But like it, yeah.
Yeah, you did. But you weren't like I don't know. The fact that he came behind you and like
Mhm.
grabbed like he kind of initiated. You didn't have
Yeah.
a choice or you didn't have a choice. That sounds
I'm
bad.
so frail. Catch me.
Yeah. Like he put his arms around you.
I like that.
And it's not like you were in a bar and you were like
Yeah.
looking for somebody.
Yeah.
He just happened to
So it wasn't even like,
embrace you.
I feel like the only thing I did right is announce to the girls that I was going to do it, but then I didn't successfully like curate a man.
Right.
It kind of just happened.
But didn't you say that you would have kissed him on the dance floor if
If my
you weren't so
yeah.
close to your friends?
like
in
our friends were
proximity?
all around and we were like in
Yeah.
front of the group. Like if we had been in the back of the group and everybody was turned away, 100%. There were a couple times where I really wanted to, but I was just like, everybody's gonna like be like, ooh.
Right. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
So I didn't want to like do that. And like all his boys were there and I was just like, ah.
I think I will say back to like my story. I think
Yeah.
the good part about my story, Molly
Mhm.
was already on the dance floor making out with her man.
Oh.
Um,
Did Rachel do DK or no?
Yeah, no, Rachel was talking with her man, but they were like somewhere else in the bar.
Okay, elsewhere.
She did not DDK because
Okay.
I think she was like, I won't kiss a man unless we're like dating.
Oh.
And I was kind of on the verge of like, I need to do something crazy tonight.
I'm gonna go crazy.
So I
I'm
think
feeling wild.
I think there was like also another element to this is like no one knew what I was doing. And
Yeah.
I was kind of like,
Yeah, you were anonymous. You were totally anon. Your man didn't even know your name.
yeah.
That is the way to do it. So, okay. So we've established that I did mine all wrong. So how could I rebound from this? And I'm not saying here, I don't want to say this in a bad way. Like, I really enjoyed my night with this guy, but I don't think that I could accurately classify it as a DDK because, like, he is like a nice guy and has like good qualities.
We're looking for trash, ladies. Just look for trash.
We're looking for trash. Trash only. For the sole
I know,
purpose of ditching them
so
at the end of the
when
night.
Yeah, it sounds so wrong when you say like,
No, it
yeah, you
doesn't.
don't want like a good guy, but you really, I mean, for women like Macy and I, we get attached emotionally fairly quickly.
I fall in love way too easily.
Yeah. That's why I was like telling the story of Nate. Like he pointed out one of my favorite football players and then
Mhm.
talked about like calcium oxide. I
And
was
you were like, take your
sign
shirt off.
me up.
Yeah.
Like that's all it takes for me apparently. So yeah, if you can, yeah, find just like a cocky guy that just thinks
You
he's
don't
the
care
hottest thing ever.
Okay. So now that we've both shared our experiences, Sigrid did everything right. She set out some very clear rules. First of all, you have to pick a cocky guy, be feeling yourself, whether that means you have a couple
Mhm.
drinks or you just get in a mindset where you're feeling really confident. There has to be a dance floor involved because DJ Make
Yeah.
Us Falling in Love on the, what is it?
DJ
And
got
I
us
fallen-
falling in love on
Yeah.
the dance floor.
Yes.
This baby tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And so then also you have to have some sort of makeout.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, when he says, come home with me, you say, no, thank you. And then you disappear into the sunset. You ride off into the sunset, never to be heard from again. So that is your classic DDK. Also, you have to go into the night being like, I'm gonna DDK, I think. And yeah, it could happen without you announcing it, but I feel like that's like half the
Yeah.
fun of like going in with a mission. Like, not only are you gonna have a fun night with your girls, but you also have like this ulterior motive. And I feel like that's what makes hot girl missions so fun, is you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. And then when it happens, your confidence is just like,
Yeah.
like, you know,
I
really
think it
up.
was fun that like we all had like a person,
Yeah.
like we all kind of split up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking about, I was like, was that really safe? Like, I mean, we're in
Yeah.
Boise, Idaho. It's probably fine. But
Yeah.
like, I'm thinking more of like
Mm-hmm.
Denver might be a little more
Denver.
sketch.
Yeah, so that was like going to be my next point, and we
Yeah.
talked about this when we were like sketching out this episode. The main question I want to talk about at this point now is a DDK right for you? And there are a few things I mean by that, but I think we should start with like the safety aspect. So like, what is
Yeah.
your advice for DDKing safely?
I feel like it's important to have a plan with your girls of like everyone is leaving together. Like the girls are
Yeah.
leaving together.
Yeah.
None of the girls are going home with any of the men.
Yes, and you agree upon that like ahead of time.
Yeah, I feel like that should be like set. And then I mean throughout the night you should check in and see at least where people are at. But
Mhm.
um
Yeah, or like share your locations.
yes, share
Make sure you have
locations.
that. And then, yeah, definitely like I would
Have fully charged
fully
phones.
charged phones. I would say like don't like leave the venue like
Right.
that your friends are at. Like I would say like at least be able to either like be close to them or like,
Yeah.
you know, don't just like let them like run off,
Yeah.
you know? I would say. Obviously, you
Mhm.
can't be like staring at them because that like kind of ruins the magic, but like definitely keep them like
Yeah.
to where you can get to them.
I also think, oh, now that I'm thinking about this might not be going off the safety route, but
Mhm.
like go with a group of girls that, how do I say it? Like that is just like every girl is like confident on being on their own.
Yes.
Because if there's a girl in the group that's kind of like always needs to be by someone's side, I think that kind of ruins the vibe. I don't
Yeah.
know. Is that
No, I think you're so right because it's like people, yeah, the girls have to be like, yeah,
like
exactly.
confident? I don't know.
Because
Like
then you're
you just
going to
have
be like
in a group-
worrying about them instead of worrying about your HGM, your
right.
DDK.
You have to stay on focus.
Yeah, you have to stay on mission,
Yeah.
ladies. No distractions. Just kidding. But I do think it is important to have like a good group of girls that like have a collective mindset of like, she's going to DDK. How can I support her in this mission?
Right.
And I feel like if you have a friend that's like not sold on the mission or is like, oh, I want to go home or like, oh, are you done yet? It's going to totally ruin the
Yeah.
vibe.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's why I think it worked so well with like our night is because everyone did find somebody and there wasn't
Yeah.
like a girl that was like, well, I didn't find anybody. It's like, well, you didn't pick somebody.
You didn't have a mission mindset. You didn't source a man. You didn't swoop in. You
Yeah.
didn't put the moves on. You didn't go on the dance floor. Like that is, you need to take ownership.
Yeah.
You need to take control of your own destiny, baby girl.
Exactly. And it's like empowering. Like,
Yeah.
it really empowered me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that night I was like, I'm awesome.
That's like what I said earlier about Hot Mustache Guy being on Netflix. I was like, good for me.
Yeah.
It sounds so bad, but like, I don't know.
So,
I
yeah,
feel like I said, we always say this. These are things you say in your head. You're not walking around saying it, but it just, you know, you think it in your head and you're humble, but yeah. So,
Anyways.
okay. So the second part of is a DDK right for you?
Mm.
What advice would you have for girls who want to DDK but maybe are having trouble drumming up the confidence?
Oh.
I know that's a tough one.
Okay. I would say it starts with the outfit.
100%.
Like, you need to get a hot outfit.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what I was wearing that night, but if you're feeling like a little bit, you know, insecure, I would say go shopping with your girls, get something
Mm-hmm.
really cute, hot, something that you feel really good in.
Yeah, and that's part of the mission is like putting the outfit together. Honestly, half of the fun is giggling with your girls. So
Yes.
anytime you
It's
can
a
like
game.
yeah, anytime you can like play up the plot by like doing something fun with your girls, like shopping for an outfit,
Yeah.
talking about how you're going to do something,
Yeah.
like getting everybody on the same page. I feel like that is the magic in hot girl missions. It really has nothing to do with the men at the end of the day. It has to do with like the build up and the plot and like making these memories with your friends.
Yeah.
So okay, outfit.
Outfit, and then I think I don't want to say just get drunk, but like really like just let loose.
Yeah.
Don't be like worried about just try to let loose. But like
Yeah.
like we said, be safe.
Yeah.
But I do think having a couple drinks before, like getting like making drinks at the house when you're getting ready,
like a cute little espresso martini.
Yeah, or even like taking a couple shots like at the house.
Yeah.
Like that's more affordable, right?
Yeah, super affordable. And then when you get to the bar, your DDK will buy you the drinks.
Exactly. And then you can just go up to a guy and just, I don't know, just start talking to him.
Yeah.
What are you drinking? That's all you have to say.
Yeah, that's so true. What are you drinking? That's such a good opener.
And then he'll be like, "This, do you want one?" And you say, "Yeah." Yeah, I want one. And then he buys you one. Boom.
And then you're in. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom.
So yeah, I think like the confidence thing though is hard because there are times where we feel like all of us women have those moments where we're just like maybe not confident in our body or whatever. But I do think like let your girls hype you up.
Yeah.
And go out and have a fun night and just be fearless.
Go confidently in the direction of your dreams.
Yeah. Like, and I think the important thing to remember with guys, like, they don't care what you say. It's just like they're just happy that you're there talking to them.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Like, oh,
you're gracing them with your presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's so good. I love that. So one last thing I wanted to tell you about my DDK experience. At the end of the night, when he asked me for my number, I put my name in his phone as Macy DDK. And he was like, "What does DDK mean?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, let me edit it." And then I put
Macy.
in parentheses, drink, dance, kiss. I don't know. I was on one.
Oh, that's hilarious. And then, did you tell him what it means?
Yeah, I put it in parentheses in his phone.
Okay.
So then he texted me the next day and was like, "Hey, DDK, hope you make it home safely." I feel like it's so wrong when a man says it. I feel like it's wrong when a man says it. I feel like it's only okay when a girl says it.
Yeah. Like it's gonna stay with the girls. I think we should add that rule.
It's only for the girls. A DDK is only for the girls, not for the boys, just for the girls. Okay. Well, now that we established the rules and how I did it all wrong, Oh,
wait. I have one thing to add about if this is right for you.
Oh, yeah. We got to wrap that up.
Maybe I feel like if you are like maybe this is I don't know your thoughts on this, Macy.
Okay.
Like if you're freshly out of a relationship, because you could get this is where my mind goes. Like if I was getting out of a serious relationship and was gonna DDK, I would be afraid that I would just like crave that intimacy with someone again and then try to like find someone that I connect with on an emotional level. And then it would like kind of spiral from there.
I think that's so true. So you know how they say like after you give birth, like your hormones are like really high. So like the chances of you getting pregnant really quickly after like having a baby are very high. I feel like it's the same with relationships. Like you have like the relationship smell on you. And so I think that like that's why it's really easy for people like I don't know. I don't know. I could never be me because I feel like it's like breakups like hit me so hard. Like I could not recover that quickly. But I do think that kind of explains why people like move on so quickly after breakups because they have that like those like relationship hormones and then they break up and then it's like they're craving that, like you said. So I don't think I agree because sometimes they're like, oh, you went through a breakup, just have a night out with your girls. But I think it can be a fine line to walk because you could be like trying to make this guy something that he's not because you
Right.
have those relationship hormones still
Yeah.
cycling.
And I think every girl's different,
Yeah.
right? Like
Like
for
only you could
me,
know like what period of time that you need. But also sometimes you might think that you're ready and then you realize you're not. And I think just like honoring that and being
mm,
like you could be in the middle of a DDK, like you could be at the drink part, you could be at the dance part, you could even be at the kiss part and just be like, "You know what?
not
I
feeling
don't feel
it.
good with this. Like I
Mhm.
don't want this." And I feel like
Yeah.
knowing that you can walk away at any time and go over to your girl, like have that exit strategy planned out ahead of time, like not just like you don't have
Yeah.
to like complete the trifecta, like
Hmm.
maybe you don't feel good about it and you can leave at any point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I like that. Because, yeah, I don't know, I just thought of that. Of like, yeah, maybe I would not recommend for someone getting out of a
yeah, fresh out of a
relationship, but
relationship, that sounds dicey because then you could end up with a boyfriend that sucks.
yeah.
Or you could
Or
be in a
just,
situationship, even worse.
yeah.
Yikes.
Anyways, so just pick the dumb ones.
Just pick the dumb ones. That is the
Sorry.
moral of this story. Just pick the dumb, hot, rude ones.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for enlightening us on the DDK.
You're welcome.
I want to empower you all to DDK if and only if it is right for you. That's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk. Well, I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.